Elon Musk says his $44 billion deal to acquire Twitter cannot move forward until the social media giant provides more clarity on the number of fake accounts on the platform. Musk calling on the Securities and Exchange Commission to investigate if Twitter's estimates are accurate. They filed a filing for the SEC, and they said it was 5% fake accounts. Yesterday, Musk posted a poll on Twitter asking his 80-plus million followers if they believe the social media giant's claims that over 95% of the daily active users are actually real humans. He later tagged the SEC in a reply to the poll, saying, "Hello, anyone home?" Joining me right now is to talk more about this is NetChoice Vice President and General Counsel, Internet Law Professor at George Mason, Antonin Scalia Law School, Carl Szabo. Carl, thanks very much for being here. We're so happy you're here to assess this. Is there a way to get to the bottom of this? Twitter put a SEC filing in black and white and said that it's 5%. Can we confirm that?
You know, Maria, you're exactly right. I mean, one of the things to anyone who's ever bought a home, you know that there's a fundamental difference between under contract and closed. And we're kind of in that limbo right now with Elon Musk and Twitter. It's under contract, but it hasn't yet closed. Now, the 5%, that's something that, of course, any public company makes a promise to the SEC and to its shareholders when it files its annual reports. And if Twitter lied, the SEC should investigate that. But I think there's something more to this. I think this is actually just a negotiating tactic by Elon Musk. What has happened a lot since the original offer was accepted and today? Well, frankly, the stock market kind of went off a cliff. So the value of Twitter when Elon Musk made his original offer was about $37 billion in market cap. Today it sits around $29 billion. So that's a heck of a loss in just a couple of weeks. And I think really at the heart of this is a negotiating tactic by Elon Musk, who's a very smart guy. He owned and ran PayPal, so he knows the difference between live and inactive users. And this is a great opportunity for him to lower that offer price at the last minute.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it certainly could be the case. I think if he's going to pay $20 billion versus $44 billion, there will be a lot more bidders to compete with. So there's that. But getting back to the number of fake accounts, if Twitter knew that the number of fake accounts was more than 5%, would that mean that the company committed fraud? I mean, let's face it. This has so many impact levers. Number one, this is the metric that advertisers pay for. So advertisers think they're reaching a certain amount of people, and actually, no, they're robots, so they're not. And number two, this is also important for not just advertisers, but users. So you put something down in an SEC filing, can you back it up?
Yeah, that's a big question for Twitter right now. And Maria, you're exactly right on the difference between what is a real person versus a fake person. One of the big problems with almost every single online site is the zero or near zero cost to create an account.
Yeah.
I mean, many of us have multiple Twitter accounts and we're only one person. Likewise, to your point about advertisers, we use this absurd metric called monthly active users. How many people are using the account monthly? Well, I check into my Facebook account maybe once a month, but I'm treated the same as my mom, who checks her account multiple times a day. So I think there's also a great opportunity to restructure the way that we look at the number of people who actually use these social media platforms.
Yeah.
And we need a fundamental analysis as to what is the actual number of users.
What do you guys think here? I mean, look, it could be a negotiating tactic, but at the same time, he's exposing something that's real important. Thoughts?
I often give him more credit potentially than he, than is due. But I think he's a very, very smart guy, and I think he held this as a card, as a leverage card, because he wouldn't have gotten them to approve the, the deal if it wasn't at a higher price. And now he can kind of move with the market as a result of this. I think you're right. There would be more bidders if the price comes down, but he's going to know exactly where the tipping point is, where he can still get it and not have to compete with other people, but get a discount. And at the same time, to his point of, sort of exposing Twitter for what it is, he's doing that as well here. I mean, I just think the guy's brilliant.
Yeah. And will it work? I mean, what do you think?
Well, it's a smart idea because, as you talked about, 44 billion versus 20 billion.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a big difference.
Exactly.
I like his idea around charging businesses, not a lot, but a little bit if you want to use the platform.
Yeah.
Right? Monetize that in some way because they're using it for free.
Well,
I mean,
he's already made lots of comments about change. Carl, he's made a big impact already. Final word, Carl.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see where this goes. I think Elon Musk, if he's able to take the reins, can really steer the conversation on social media and content moderation in a really interesting direction.
All right, we will leave it there. Carl, great to talk with you. Thanks very much for weighing in. Carl Szabo.